Hello and welcome to Paranormal Path Peeps. And tonight we have Things Netherlands. How are you
Yes.
doing?
Hi, hi,
Very
hi,
good.
hi.
So I thought I'd speak to Things again. I spoke to Mary a while ago, but Shane
Mhm,
missed out. So it's a
mhm.
chance to talk to Shane as well. So we've got more of a team here this time. So
Yeah.
let's have a laugh and let's see how it goes then. So I always kind of start asking where sort of paranormal started for people, but we've covered that with Mary. So what about you then, Shane? Where did paranormal start? Where did you realise it was a thing, basically?
Um, Back in my old house when I still live with my parents, I think it was 11, 12 or something. And I woke up and I my door was open. I don't know why, but nowadays I close my doors. But back then my door was open and I saw a cat coming up the stairs.
Oh,
Mind you, we don't have a cat because my dad's allergic very badly, and he will
oh
sneeze by
bless him.
the smell of one.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and it had red glowing eyes, and I was like, "Since
Ooh,
when do cats have red glowing eyes?" I don't know. That's weird. It didn't scare me though, but I was like flabbergasted. I think. And then didn't think that through again, and didn't bear it in mind. And I think a couple of months later, I switched rooms. I went to a smaller room. Don't know why I did that, but I
mm.
had some weird thing in my head, like I can use the small room, my brother can have the big one because
Yeah.
he's still playing, and I don't need that room for playing anymore. Um,
That's true.
I woke up from a deep sleep in the morning, and all of a sudden, I saw a person sitting on my bed, and it was see through,
Oh my
and it was a
god!
full bodied apparition, and
Wow.
I didn't know what it was and who it was because I knew it was a man. It had a fisher hat on, um, the fishing clothes, everything. I was like, "Who the hell are you?" And it scared the living bejesus out of me.
I'm not
I grabbed my blanket
surprised.
over me and I went like, "Oh hell no, I ain't coming up now." After 5 minutes, I dared to look again, and it was gone.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
a week later or so, my mom was looking through pictures, and I saw the man that was sitting on my bed, and I said, "I know that guy." And my
Wow.
mom was like, "Well, that's not possible because he died when you were one." And I was like, "Who is it?" "That's your great granddad." And I was like, "No, fuck off. You're lying."
Wow.
And that's the man I saw, and I found out that he's my spiritual guide.
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I'm
that's
not
when I started
outside,
believing
but
in the paranormal.
yeah, but that's so nice that it is a loved one who's a spirit guide, and
Yep,
it's such a strange encounter, though, isn't it?
it is.
Wow.
It was
Um,
scary as hell.
yeah, that's right. So, did you just kind of want to change rooms, or?
No, actually, I don't. It didn't scare me that much that I wanted to leave the room or anything. No,
Oh wow.
I talked it through with my now wife. And that was around 27, 28 years ago.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she was like, "Yeah, well, that's a spirit." And she explained a lot about it. And that's when I started getting interested in it.
Wow. That's so incredible.
Yeah.
Like for many people, it's people's wish list, but to actually see something in your bedroom at that age, and it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's
When you're not looking for it, it's very scary. If you're looking for it, it's very cool.
yeah, I think that's why I sort of kept away from it. I think
Yeah,
like as a child I would have been petrified.
I was.
I was always I think like even like when they're on about Santa coming, and I was scared to death like if he'd come in my room. Like they always said, "Oh, go to bed because Santa's coming." And I was petrified in case he came in. I thought I don't want him in my room, and I would have been scared to death if a ghost came in. And I think I think I found paranormal later on in life because I would have been too scared.
Yeah,
Seriously,
same.
and you dealt with that, and you've dealt with and it's cool, isn't it? It's such a wonderful story, and yeah. So then, what happened?
Well, Mary. Sorry.
So
What?
yeah. So yeah, obviously Willow didn't give Shane enough money to say that I was the best podcaster or she was the best podcaster.
She forgot to get.
Yeah.
She
So
forgot to give me the
so
crackers for in the basement.
yeah, Shane had to kind of go for the Mary on that one, but yeah, Mary's a cool podcaster. I can't even speak now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, ugh. Don't know what's going on there, but hey ho. But yeah, and Mary, we sort of went into your story more sort of last time, but for anybody who doesn't know, can you sort of give a brief kind of when you got into the paranormal?
um, yeah, as a child, I've seen an apparition on the attic next to my bedroom because we lived in the upper side of the building. And in my family, no one believed it, and no one do believe in spirits and ghosts. So when I was a teenager, I did Charlie Charlie, I did the Ouija board, everything what was forbidden, I did it. And later on, I learned my biological father was spiritual and talking to spirits, and that took me off.
Wow, that's incredible. Oh wow! Thanks everybody for watching. There's so many watching from the Things Network as well. Scott C. Wilson, my
Yes.
hey, thank you everyone for joining us.
Oh my God, I'm going to
Everyone.
blush.
There you go. You're so popular.
I didn't even realize because this was therapy. We started the podcast and I asked Shane to come along with me because I stutter when I'm nervous.
It was me who was doing that a minute ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, I was just going out with any old rubbish, wasn't I? Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, that's cool. So
I'm over it.
Oh, that's cool. But how did the podcast actually come about then?
I did it 6 years ago, and I talked to many in the field, and there was some paradrama. So I plugged everything off because I don't want any drama. And when we were in Norwich last year, we met with Vivian, and she said there is a spot on Simply Spooky, and I'm thinking you are going to do that. So me nervous as hell, like I have to think about it if I have the time, if I like it. So we started to practice, and it's so much fun. So yeah, it is. I'm hooked. I'm really hooked.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just
So
incredible who you've spoken to. Like I've been doing it like over 5 years now, and like if I write a list of everyone I've spoken to, it's like, oh my gosh, it's incredible, and it's the fact that people are willing to spend an hour plus, 1.5 hours, 2 hours of their time to speak to you and speak to everybody who's listening, and people listening giving up their time as well. Just to listen to us, to comment and everything, and it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? No drama.
Exactly. I'm so grateful for all the people who wants to join us, and I had one no, just one in when did we start in August? So one no.
Yeah.
That's it, and everyone is coming on, and of course I'm nervous, and some guests I had to drink a shot because I was so nervous. I'm not going to tell who.
I'd love to know, but yeah, I'm not going to, because I think you're fine, and then there's just one guest who you think, "Oh my god, I'm speaking to this person." I don't want to feel
Yeah.
like a complete idiot, because
Yes, exactly, exactly. And we had one, and he was telling me, "I love your accent." I started to stutter right away.
oh wow,
Yes, that's me. That's me.
oh bless you. What about you, Shane? So, how did you get onto the network and everything? When did you join Mary? And
Oh, that was in 2018. Then
Yeah,
I started doing some cases with Mary again. We did it before, and we had something happened. I don't even know what it
drama.
was. Drama.
yeah,
But
drama.
we figured it out. We talked about it, and it's all out of the window. So
Yeah,
since 2018, we started working together again, doing cases together.
yeah,
Uh, like she said, we went to England last year, which we had a lot of fun
brilliant.
with.
Yeah,
Yeah, I started joining the network before that already. I had a lot of contact with Jeremy before that, and Scott,
Jeremy.
of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Um, Joined
I,
13th Dimension on their podcast, and then all the
I was
balls went rolling. So yeah,
that's a
uh,
good podcast though.
yeah, yeah.
I,
It
I
I still
can't
is.
love doing that.
I can't watch it live because it's a silly hour for me because obviously it's
Yeah.
US time, isn't it? But yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
it's I do sort of have trouble sleeping sometimes. So randomly in the middle of the night, I'd be going hi, and I think, oh, I better
Yeah,
get to sleep because you just get carried away listening to them, don't you?
I can remember when they asked us to go on the podcast, Sam and me, my wife. They said, "Yeah, well, it's pretty late down here, or for you guys." And I said, "Well, it's fine. Oh, we'll sleep. It's fine." We went off at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're like, "We have to go to bed." Oh, damn! The kids are gonna wake up in an hour. We didn't sleep,
Oh, bless
but we had a lot
you.
of fun. So our
Yeah,
eyes were like
that's
this in
just
the
like,
morning.
oh gosh.
Kids
I
were
have
like,
some. I
"Mommy,
have
Daddy, you
some
look tired."
coffee.
No.
I have
Yeah.
coffee now. I have strong coffee, so it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on Tuesday when like I might do paranormal on Friday or Saturday, but for some reason it hits me on a Tuesday. So yeah, the extra caffeine it really helps.
It helps. Yeah.
It helps loads. But oh shit, Scott's gonna come right back. Bless him. But yeah, so you're obviously based in Holland, and
Yep.
we sort of mentioned last time that they're a bit they're not into paranormal like they are in the US and the UK, and it is kind of strange, and you sort of have to hide it away more, don't you?
Um,
In some ways.
Hiding it away is a big word because I don't hide anything.
No.
Um,
Okay,
if you don't like
right,
it, bye.
that's fine. Yeah, I
That's
get you.
that's that's me. So I don't care about my glasses are crooked. I don't know why is that.
Bless you.
That better?
Look all right for
No,
me,
it
but I've
doesn't
got
work.
dodgy
Never mind.
eyes.
No, but I don't hide shit. I don't care. If you don't like it, that's your problem, not mine. You don't believe it, I don't
Yeah,
have to prove myself to you.
yeah, I like that because like I don't give a monkeys. Like I do a write up and I go, "Oh, I've gone here. This has happened." And then someone says, "Well, you can't be a paranormal investigator if you didn't film it. How do you know it happened?" I says, "Well, that's my account. Take it or leave it. I ain't
Yeah,
bothered. You
exactly.
know,
I
like
don't I
oh
don't have to prove it for anybody.
yeah." And I think at the moment, like people like just so into content, aren't they? At the moment, they're not
Yeah.
kind of like what we do. They don't give a monkeys. It's other people who do the content they're actually interested in. And
Yep.
like, I go out every week, but because I don't show my content every week, it's like, oh well.
Yeah,
But
you're not
I don't care.
interesting to them.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we've all got our own path and we all do our own thing, don't we? And Nicola. And yeah, and I kind of enjoy what I do.
So do I.
Yep.
And
Yeah, we don't share content that often because we do mostly residential lately,
yeah,
and due to privacy, we don't share that. We
yeah.
never share that.
That's right. You shouldn't. My gosh, because
Nope.
they've got something happening in the house, they might want to sell it, and then, if they've seen it on YouTube, irrespective
They
of
never
like
want to sell
mystery
anything.
location, and someone sees it and think, oh, that's
Yep.
haunted, and it might fall back on them. So that's right. Like, I went to a
Mhm.
location the other day, absolutely marvelous. Can't say where it is, and it's stunning, but it's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's beautiful. And thanks for watching, Shane. Now, Shane, he hosts with me, so Shane's cool. So me and Shane, another Shane, yeah, we
Yeah,
Yes.
sort of
the name.
have
Cool
locations
people.
together. So yeah,
Cool people have cool names.
yeah, Shane's cool as well. Yeah, so we host at Nooster Dabby, and then I've started doing public events as well with a gentleman called Barry John, and Shane helps us on that as well. And yeah, got some cool
Cool.
locations, and yeah, it's all fun though, isn't it?
It is
It
definitely.
is if you make it fun though, isn't it? You
You have
just
to
don't.
make it fun for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to sort of ignore all the drama and rubbish.
I don't even look at it anymore. I don't
Nah,
want to.
can't be bothered.
I choose not to look at it.
Yeah, Mary.
I don't look at the drama.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
far off. Yeah.
there's enough time in the world to do your own stuff, isn't there? So I
Mhm.
got involved in like other sort of person's stuff. Like
Yeah.
Of course, I keep my eyes open, but
oh well, I'm aware, but I ain't sharing it. Like
no.
people
No.
try and share stuff on my Facebook, going, "Oh, this person." Well, what about you then? There's two sides to every story, and you don't kind of
Exactly.
want to go in the wrong one, do you? Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely. And yeah,
Yes. And even if we don't capture any evidence, we have fun.
oh my god, yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have just started filming, and I may put like things on raw rather than because I can't really
Yeah.
edit, and I haven't got time, to be fair. And like you find us laughing, like
Yep.
all of a sudden there's tense, and you're calling out and something, and then something happens, and you just burst out laughing, but it adds to the energy, and then maybe you'll get something happen as well.
Yep. Exactly.
And it is so incredible.
It
I wish I
is.
could be quiet knowing those around me. Yeah. Like Carl's got a lot of spirit around him, so he can see them now. So,
Wow.
Cool.
yeah. So, yeah, it's quite busy in Carl's house, it seems. And his mediumship's he's developing on his mediumship quite a lot as well. So, yeah, it is. The more he's developing, the more they're like showing themselves and stuff, making him aware of them. So that's cool. So, do you sort of pick things up, Mary, on sort of the mediumship?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. In the past, I would have said no. But hi, Jeremy. But yes, I go to spiritual development every month for the past 2 years, and we practice a lot, and it gave me some confidence. When I open my mouth and there are coming things out, and my mind is telling me you're crazy. So yes,
Yeah.
I hear it.
She's spot on.
Yes.
That was like me. I was kind of scared because I did development, but then I didn't want people to think I was crazy because I'm coming out and I'm speaking to them. And
yes.
it's getting over that hurdle, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes, and it's also a struggle in your head because I worked in a regional business. So I was a manager for years, and the paranormal, there wasn't place for it. But I heard things, I felt things, I smelled things, and I reacted to things. And my colleagues always were screaming, like, Mary, no, no, not today. And yes, so I had to do something about that. So I started to take courses and did psychology, hypnosis, regression, that kind of stuff,
Oh,
and it messed up my mind even more.
yeah.
So that's why I started to do these practices once a month with a psychic, and yeah, it works better this way.
It is incredible, but you also get your questions answered, don't you, in some ways? Because
Yes,
when you
and
first start out, you don't have the confidence, and you get weird things, and it's like what? And by doing it, you get a deeper understanding, more questions, mind you.
also more questions. But one thing she said, it helped me so much. Do you doubt the spirits? So I said no. So why is your confidence
Hmm.
zero? And that got me thinking.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's great that you pick up so much. So, what do you do? Can you see? Can you see them in your mind's eye? Can you see them in the room? Do you know where they are?
Um,
Can you hear them?
it's it's different. Sometimes I hear them
Okay.
and some smells, but most of the time I do feel them physical in my body, and I can tell how they died, what struggles they had in their lives, and the smell comes, and yeah, sometimes I get pictures in my head like a movie.
Yeah.
Other other times it's just knowing. I open my mouth and are coming things out, and
Wow.
I'm thinking, what am I saying?
So that
So it's different.
yeah, that's a bit like trance then, isn't it? If they're kind of making
Yes,
the words coming out of your mouth. That's
yeah,
incredible. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but it's a struggle to deal with it because when I get the physical things, I can get into a trance, and that's why I have shame. I
Right, yeah.
completely are in
Oh,
his hands when it happens, and
wow.
I need to let go right away. Otherwise, I take the pains home. So
Ooh.
that was kind of a struggle to deal with.
Yeah, that's it. You know, when you
Yeah.
first started paranormal, did you have nightmares or did you question whether you should be doing this in your head?
Um, Nightmares I had throughout my whole life,
Oh,
and
wow.
I saw accidents happen before they happened, like an accident from my sister, things what happened with my parents when they were on holidays. So I had that throughout my whole life. I knew when my dad's wife died, 2 days on front. So that was my whole life.
So the mediumship coming along in this way and you doing development, that's really helped then.
Yes, I don't have night terrors or nightmares anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, let's knock on wood.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? How you sort of changed, and because it is there, and you are sort of learning and doing the development side, and your head can
Yeah.
sort of deal with it more, can't it? What about you then, Shane? Do you sort of do the
Um,
psychic side or pick things up?
I do pick things up sometimes, and I see images in my head sometimes, but it depends on the day and the clients and everything. Um, and how far I put myself open because I usually do not do that. I
Wow.
work with equipment only because I want to see the proof for myself that what I see or hear or feel that is true.
Yeah,
Um, and that's to show people from residential investigations that they're not
get you.
crazy for seeing things because I can prove them those things happen.
Yeah, okay. So
So I don't
what's
need proof for someone else who's skeptic. I want proof for people who think they are crazy.
yeah, I get you. Yeah. That's That's interesting, yeah, because like I used to go on a lot of events, and you know you get the mediums, and back in the day, some of them were a bit OTT. They'd be like waving their arms around, and it seemed like a performance. And through watching one or two of those, it kind of put me off mediumship because I thought, well, it just looked like they're acting. But now,
Yeah.
you know, now most of my friends are mediums within the paranormal. It's amazing. Like we've got Lorraine watching. I sort of did development with Lorraine. Lorraine's an amazing medium. Carl as well. Carl's brilliant as well, but he doesn't do any development. He's just got it, and it's just fascinating, isn't it?
Hmm. It is
Um,
definitely.
but and yeah, that's it. Like when you go into a home, people just they want an understanding, but if they can see something, then at least it gives them an idea, doesn't it?
Yep. I do have to say it does work when you, um, as a medium, get your images and tell them stuff only they can know. That's also
Yes.
proof for them. So that
Yeah,
works.
that's right. It is so, you know, you've got the mixture there, which I think in any investigation it is useful to have a mix. So you've got other
It is.
members of the team as well. Um,
Yeah, we do.
so do you want to tell me about that then, Mary?
Yes. We have a teenager with us
Oh wow.
at this point who's wanting to learn to investigate. Um, his mom is also part of the team and also still learning to cope with mediumship. And we have Eric, and he does the sounds, the website. He can film that kind of stuff. And his wife.
Ah, brilliant.
Yes.
Yep.
That's great. Sort of you cover from all areas. So what does your wife do then, Shane?
She's a witch.
Okay.
And not the bad one. Sounded bad.
Bless
She's
you.
not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So what does she
Nah,
do then?
she is also a medium, or she doesn't call herself a
Wow.
medium.
Okay.
She calls herself a seer, feeler, taster, whatever. Um, but she's also very good at that. She's also just an investigator. She wants
Yeah.
to also try to confirm everything she sees or hears to
Yes.
get confirmation by EVP, EMF, or whatever is possible at that moment. So yeah, that's a lot of things she does, and she cleanses us when needed. She
Brilliant.
also
Uh,
does the protections, everything.
So that's the sort of witch side coming into it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and she knows how to do that. And does she do sort of rituals as well, sort of different times a year and
Usually,
things like that?
no. Usually, she doesn't do the rituals because, well, she simply doesn't have the time for it.
Oh wow, yeah,
Um,
everything. Yeah,
um, she does know our energies, and she rides along on the energy lines, so she knows what's going on. When we are in investigation and something goes off, she will immediately message one of us, telling us something's off, watch your back, and mostly she says that something's about to happen. So
wow.
we know
Is that
something is about to
remotely?
happen then.
Is that remotely then?
Um,
Yes.
She does that for
yeah.
yeah. Oh, wow, incredible. Yeah, that, that's fascinating because I was at an investigation recently and somebody phoned in sort of from, you know, and sort of said what was happening. And you know, they were picking up everything and they warned us about the energy there and they sort of sent in extra protection to look after us as well.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
actually like when we left, we had two people with like foot or leg injuries within a day. One like fell down the last bottom step, dislocated her ankle. Another one had a
Ouch.
leg injury, unexpected for no reason. It came on the next day. There's somebody who's like got cold flu type symptoms. Felt really shocking afterwards. I felt shocking, and you know the whole energy of the place. It just kind of made us feel ill. And
Yeah.
we'd had to like really ramp up the protection that night because there was a lot of negativity in the premises.
Yeah. No,
And
mostly she sends the protection to us, and we watch our
wow,
back, so we know when something's off. We are so perfectly played together
that's
as a
good.
team.
Yeah.
We will see something's off with either one of us.
I think it's fascinating. You have got that massive mix, haven't you? So, does anybody write about this? Who's the main writer here? Does anyone do writing about what happens, or
Mary usually does that.
Mary?
I'm not good
Okay.
at that. She
Oh,
makes
bless you.
the stories go round about
Excellent.
everything that happened.
Yeah.
Do you sort of take a notebook with you, or do you just remember it, or
Most of the
It's
time,
also
she does remember.
stuck in my head.
Yeah,
in your head? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why my head is so big, because it's all in.
Oh, bless you. Oh my gosh. So do you do protection when you actually go to a location then? Do you protect yourself before an investigation?
Mm, not always,
no,
because I want to experience some things
Yeah.
and try some things, to see if I can deal with some things myself. So not all the time I use protection, but
Hmm.
it sorts out pretty quick, because I went to some locations and I went in and I came running out because I literally got sick.
Oh yeah.
Yes, so that's a sign I need some protection.
yep,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've done that. I've been like when I went to Haunted Antiques once. I think there's one room I just wanted to throw up, so I had to leave there
yeah,
that room, and then you kind of go back and it's fine. But just that initial, isn't it? It can be rather heavy
yeah.
sometimes, and it's just so fascinating. I love it. So you do protection then, Shane?
most of the time, no.
No,
I always
okay.
go in. I almost always go in without protection because I want to, like Mary said, I want to see and feel what's going on there. And as soon as I know something's off, I will put my protection back on. But
Hmm.
before that, nah.
Yeah, I get that, and a lot. You've got the ones who think you should do protection, whatever, and then you've got the ones like me who think, well, if you go in protection, you're not going to get anything. So you've really got to choose your own way, really.
Yeah.
And I think like when I
Yep.
first started doing events, they did protection, and a lot of the events teams they start off with protection, and then they never close it down at the end. And like
No.
as a newbie, I thought, oh my god, am I safe? It's not closed down. Because
Exactly.
they do the white light at the beginning and then they do the close down, and like some didn't do that, and and it. But then I kind of thought that you had to do that, but now I don't generally. And if people say, you go somewhere and they go, oh, we're doing protection, it's like, okay. So I kind of imagine the white circle of light just pushing in front of me, me outside the
Yeah.
circle.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oops, confession time.
I I have the same thing. I went with White House investigations, and they do their
Yeah,
protection.
yeah, I've been with them.
Um,
Yeah,
I blocked it off completely.
yeah, yeah. I just
Uh,
push the
it's
circle
fine that
in.
they do that. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody, like you
but
said,
yeah,
everybody has to find
yeah,
their own way, and
yeah.
if it
yeah,
That's
works, it works.
right.
But for me, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I think on privates I do kind of draw spirit quite close to me. Probably too close. You don't know what the implications of that are, but I
Yeah.
kind of want to see. I want to know. I want to feel. And I'm not happy with Kit anymore. Yeah, it goes off, it flashes and stuff, but it's not telling me anything, is it?
No.
It tells me that something's happening, and if you understand your kit and if it's doing it on demand, that's great. But I want to know more. I want
Yeah.
to
yes,
see things and smell things and sense things.
yeah,
But sometimes it can be a bit harsh, to be
Yeah.
fair.
yeah,
Definitely.
and overwhelming.
Yeah.
So, but I don't have to complain because I asked for it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was at Derby Dale. I was at Derby Dale a few weeks ago, and I was nearly crying because it was like I got kicked in the ribs just underneath both of them. Oh my
Mm.
god, I was nearly on my knees. It was hurting me that much. And someone said, "Should I take it away?" I thought, "Well, no, because I've asked for this.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're trying to work out why it's hurting. So yeah, there you're crying. You think, well, why is this hurting? What has caused this?"
Hmm.
But
Definitely.
it's intriguing, isn't it? And
It is.
you're trying to work out what illness it is. Like, yeah, Mary gets that, and you're trying to all of a sudden be a doctor and think, well, that hurts. What could they possibly have? And
Mhm.
Yeah.
then you try and get the year from it, or the what time time frame it is. So,
True.
Yeah.
what sort of period are you most intrigued with then, Mary?
What again?
What sort of a time period are you more I know, like
Uh,
where you live. For anybody, Mary lives in Arnhem.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's well known for its history there.
yes. World War Two, World War One,
Yeah,
the 80-year War, the siege by Napoleon. The Vikings came in, so there's a lot to investigate here, and I like it all.
yeah,
Yeah, we have a square here, and they did punishments there. So people get beheaded, their hands chopped off, and you still feel it. It's the period mid 1600 till 1800. Yeah,
yeah. Oh, it's incredible, isn't it? When you sort of mention things like that, you go, "Oh yeah, I want to go there," because
yeah,
it's really horrible and gruesome and grotesque. But we
yes,
like places like that, don't we? We like dungeons and horrible places. And
Yep.
it just fascinates us, doesn't it? It's randomly.
yes,
We're actually sick. If we think about this, it's actually sick.
yeah,
It is, isn't it? Like, oh, where do like you ask people where they want to go? Oh, well, yeah, it's like it's an asylum, or it's a prison, or it's a dungeon,
yeah.
or and it, they never want to go to those places, do they?
Yes, the
Yep.
other day I told Shane we have catacombs beneath the church,
Wow.
and it's
Oh,
open now. And from the mid 1200s, there were bodies stuck, so we are going in.
oh yeah.
And we put a voice recorder in our pockets.
Yep.
We're not allowed to investigate, but that way it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
We have a plan.
we have multiple plans. Yeah,
oh gosh, that's it, isn't it? It's like I went to Roslyn Chapel, weren't even allowed to take photos, and it's like, oh, such a beautiful place and stunning inside, and the only way you can like see it, if you don't go in, is just their guidebook, and oh my gosh, I got loads of photos outside, but inside it's so ornate, and we went down below as well. Yes,
That's
yes,
cool.
we
yes,
need to go down. Yeah,
yes. We went underneath where the bodies used to be, so it's really nice. Yeah, it's always
it
like
is.
as soon as you realise, it's like, oh yeah, we need to go there. Where's the steps?
Yeah,
Well, someone's telling you the history. It's like, where is it? Where's the steps? I've got to go there. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
yeah.
we're like that as well. Yeah.
So Shane, where is the best place to go then in Arnhem or in that area? Even though you're not allowed to
Best
investigate
place.
it.
Oh, that's the woods in Sonsbeek.
Ah.
Yes.
Not allowed to go in there, but she had a
You
very good experience
yes,
there.
yes. The city park you can go in,
Yeah.
but um, lots of youths are hanging out there, so you
Yeah.
don't get the privacy. But if you go a bit further, you go towards the airfield, and you come past a wood and dunes and that kind of stuff. And there you have to go out with dawn,
Yeah.
dusk.
Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me, dusk. Yeah, the fees are very high. At the moment, 250 euros
Gee.
if they catch you.
Wow.
Yeah, per person. And to be honest, I don't want to be there in the dark because there were sightings of wolves and wild boar, that kind of
Ooh,
stuff. So,
get
yeah,
messy. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't mind.
Walking along and walking into one of them is like, oh, okay.
I
We
have an
had that.
idea.
What?
Well, we're not allowed to be there, but nowadays everybody can identify something else. So I identify as a wolf.
Or a wild
Ah,
boar. Yeah.
good
So,
for
are
you. Yeah.
Yeah,
you going to buy the costume? Somebody
I don't have
did.
to.
Ah, that's fine.
I'm hairy all around except for on my head.
TMI.
Put some ears on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody did actually buy a costume, didn't they? I don't know if it's a wolf or a lion or something. So they paid loads for this costume, which makes them look like a lion. But then they complained because they had to walk around on all fours. Well, yeah. I didn't think about that one, did you? You know. So
No,
yeah,
they
that
did
was a bit
not.
of a problem with our plan. But have you sort of met any of these animals while investigating? How did they
Yes,
take
the wild boar. Wild boar. Yeah. I think there were 25, 30.
Ooh,
Yeah, whole bunch.
oh gosh. So
Yeah,
what are
with
they
young.
breed? Oh, with young, is that an issue then? Do they protect the young?
They
Yeah, they
protect the
do.
young. Yeah,
Oh,
so
don't want to annoy
you
them
have
then.
to stay away. And we also have the Scottish Highlanders, the cows.
The cows,
And
awesome.
yes, we also have them. And have you seen those horns?
Yes, you won't mess with them.
Yeah, yeah,
Hi,
I,
bye.
I went.
exactly.
I went to Scotland. I didn't even find the cows.
No,
I didn't
because
find
we have
any.
them.
You've got them. I can't find them
We've
in Scotland.
confiscated them.
Yeah, 1,500 miles. I didn't find a bloody cow. You know, like it's just such a,
Yeah,
you know, where they're hiding. That's what
You
I
have to go
say.
to
here,
Holland.
here in
Yeah,
Arnhem.
find the cows. But yeah, I nearly fell over a cow before, but that's a different story. Yeah, I took a shortcut home from the pub one night. It was dark and I didn't know the cow was sleeping on the path. So
Whoops.
Oh, okay, yeah.
you're walking along the
Whoops.
path and it's dark and you haven't got a torch and you've had a few. And then you
Did you
find
fall over?
no, luckily it was paler, so I saw it
Okay.
slightly, but I held it as I walked round it because it's like there's a ditch either side of the path. It's fine, but it didn't complain. Luckily, because yeah, it must have been a bit like what's going on here because I wouldn't generally go near a cow, but I didn't know how to get around the path because it was in the way. They're big things, aren't they? And you can't step over
They
Move.
them.
are big. They are really big.
You ain't gonna move it, are you?
Yeah,
Excuse me, I'm walking here.
Yeah, but if they start
yeah,
looking at you, they're a bit when they look at you, it's a bit mean, isn't it?
Yeah. Then
yeah.
they're gonna eat me.
I
Yeah.
back off.
Mhm.
So your favourite tool then, Mary? Obviously, you use mediumship. So the voice recorders then.
Yeah, voice recorder, and I do like my REM pods.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
So sort of position them near the doors and things like that, or
yeah. I have multiple, and I place them all over. And
brilliant.
yeah, so you can play with it. If it's yes, let that one go off, and if it's no, let that one go off.
That's good.
And
Yeah.
I have one REM pod in an old wooden box, so you can ask them to open it because there are jewels in, or money in, or cigarettes in, or whatever, and it goes off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I
it's
love that
brilliant.
idea.
Yeah,
I need to try that. I need to build a box rampart. Well, find
yeah,
somebody who can do it for me. But hey, or, or get one and just make a hole in a box. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Shane, your favourite
Uh,
gadget then?
well, my body, voice
Okay.
recorders and cameras.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Just basic things. I
Yeah,
don't need
that's
all the
right.
snip snaps.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. And have you got any good evidence?
Yeah, actually I do.
Yeah,
yeah.
which
Yeah, I've got a entity walking through the laser grid with my wife in hand.
wow,
And my wife is a small woman, and the entity was like this big out of screen.
wow, my
She
God.
was doing a ritual. She was performing a ritual, sort of,
Okay.
um, to see if she could communicate with the entity that was there. Um, I think most of you in England know who the woodland spirit is.
Mm-hmm.
That thing's big. Trust me. Um, she contacted him and she was communicating with him uh, psychically. And he liked the lights, so the laser grid.
Okay. Yeah.
She was like, "Well, if you like it that much, you can walk through it. I mean, that's no problem. It's not going to hurt you."
Yeah.
And as soon as she said that, he went around again and he showed himself going through it.
Wow.
So that
That's
was cool.
incredible.
I
Well,
somewhere do have some other evidence with the laser grid, and it completely disappeared with a black shadow. So, but I have to
Yeah,
look for that. I have no idea where it is now.
I've never had
yeah,
any luck with that. But then again, like first time I bought it. Sorry, the dog's moving. First time I bought it, you had to keep pressing the button. So
Yeah,
that frustrated me, But I've lost them. I need to find mine. It's hiding
elastic bands.
somewhere. Yeah, there's loads of things, aren't there? Really. It's like
yeah.
first
Hmm.
Duct
time you
tape.
get it, it's like duct tape. That's well handy because I lose I lose the little plastic case. The battery bit always falls out. You can
Yeah,
Yeah,
they always kind of you drop it, doesn't it? And the battery compartment thing falls off. So you always have to tape it, don't you?
yes.
yep.
Get the batteries with
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah. So what's the best evidence that you've got, Mary?
I have two pieces of evidence. One with an investigation with Shane, and you hear a terrible sound like
Oh
someone's
yeah.
head got chopped off.
No, like
Oh,
So,
like he's gasping for air, like he had some kind
yes,
of.
oh my
It's
gosh.
like a death's breath. That
yeah,
sounds
it
very
sounds
nasty.
awful.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yes, and one also with the laser grid, you see in the back constant movement by blacking out, and you see something rushing through the laser grid. And I did send it all over to Jeremy, to things in the group, and no one could debunk it. And
That's
at the same time, I was telling my the guy with again. I was with some guy and I wanted to warn him because I saw someone running towards him. But the only thing what came out of my mouth was funny, and then it hit him
oh
hard because he got sick. He had to throw up. He got headache, and
my
yeah.
gosh.
So
Wow.
personal experience with a tiny piece of footage,
Hmm.
but it was priceless. I
Oh
loved it.
gosh. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is it. You do get these personal experiences, and
Yep.
whether you get footage or not, like Oh, it's the memories, isn't it? It's the people with you at the time, and you
Yep.
know,
Yeah.
when you go out on a private investigation, and then people are talking about it weeks later. Like this one we did where we're on a stage at, it's like an old theatre, but it had all entertainment on back in the day, built back 1900s. And we're on the stage area and we're standing in a circle, but already as soon as somebody went into the building, something kind of was with her. So we're kind of trying to protect her, but we're probably causing more actually because we put the energy around her. All of a sudden things were happening, but then there's a massive crash to the side of us, and two people ran and broke the circle, and then some spirit ran through this woman. But it's stuff like that, isn't it? And
Yeah.
it's really upset this woman to now. She's got issues going to that place, and like last time she's due to go, she was ill. So when the spirit stopped her and protected her from going back.
Yeah.
But
I think so.
it is incredible, but it's also in the Haunted magazine as well. So for that
Yeah.
story, my mate to write that story and it go in there and people going, wow, yeah, I get stuff like that happen quite a bit. Not different, different things which are like really mind blowing, and
Yeah.
yeah, and just get the right like energy around you and the right people, and all hell can break loose, can't it?
Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
So, what's
Yeah, I
been
don't need
your
the people to be around me for hell to break
Oh,
loose.
okay. So
No.
what's your craziest encounter then, Shane?
My craziest encounter is one is I have two actually. One is in the local woods where I was standing with my back against a pond, and there was like this tall grass. Like, where's my finger? There it is.
Okay, yeah.
This tall. So it wasn't that tall. But I was setting things up, so I didn't film anything yet. So I don't have evidence of it either, which sucks. But
Oh,
something ran up to me, and it wasn't just a big thing, or it was like waist height, and it ran up to me in my back, and I jumped around. I don't know how I did that, but I jumped, turned around in the air, ended up on a table where my suitcase was on, so my ass was blue and black and everything. It had all colors. It hurt like hell,
oh my
and there was
God.
nothing there. And then it ran off. It went into the pond, and you hear it go into the pond. You hear the splashy water. There was no water movement. Nothing.
Wow.
We still don't know what it was. And I was like, ooh, unfinished business. I don't like this.
Have you been back?
Oh, well, I've been back since a couple of times, but I've never
Yeah.
had that encounter anymore.
Oh wow. Yeah. And
And
that's
the
it,
other
isn't
one
it?
I have on a picture. The other encounter I have on the picture.
Ah.
It's a bloody scratch.
Ooh, blimey.
Yeah, it hurt like
Gosh.
hell, but it was worth it. It sounds weird, but it was.
Well, I get you, yeah, because once the spirit touched me with his grubby little fingers, and I bollocked him for it. I said, that's disgusting. How dare you do that to a lady? Because he was like a prison officer from about 1800s. Thought you gross
Mm.
git, you know what I mean? But I thought, wow, this is so incredible, so love it. But it's like I didn't tell him that, and then you don't ask him to do it again, do you? But it was gross. But it is fascinating, though, isn't it? When
Yeah.
when something like that happens, and you can't deny it. You've got
No,
that, haven't you? Like I've never been scratched. I don't know. I don't know
I
why. I
think
don't know if that can happen to me. Because some
I've
people
been
are scratched
scratched
all,
twice.
but some people get scratched all the time, don't they?
Yeah,
I don't get that. Why do you think that happens?
I think it depends on the person and if the energy flow is something they don't like.
Yeah.
I think it has something to do with that. In my case, I just taunted them.
Okay. So
I
you
I
you
have to
dismissed
say,
it.
it was an asshole. I was talking to an asshole. He was very
Okay.
cocky. and dominant, and I don't like that because I don't like
Yeah,
bullies,
okay.
not even in the dead. And then I was like, okay, well, if you're that tough, then scratch me, make me go away.
Right. Yeah.
I did.
Okay. You
He
did.
did.
And you went,
I
wow.
was like, okay, thank you. Don't do that again. That hurts like hell.
Bless you.
I thought it was just a burning sensation, and I was like, okay, that burns, that hurts like shit.
Yeah.
And then when I got home, my wife looked at my back and she was like, oh, whoa, that's not just a tiny scratch. And I was like, what? What? And she took a picture, and I was like, oh, that's not a tiny. No, that's a big
Oh
wound.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you certainly can't scratch your back yourself easily. You know, it's
No,
just not
I can't reach
possible,
that.
you know.
Trust me. I
Yeah,
can.
no, no
This
one
is how
can,
far I
you know
can
what I mean?
get.
Like I get an itch and I have to use something to scratch with because you can't reach, can you? You know, it's
I
like
use the wall
pain. I use a
always.
kitchen knife. I use a
Oh,
kitchen knife.
you have to watch out with that as well.
Well, no, but the not the not the sharp bit, the back. But yeah, yes you do. It's an ideal back
Hey,
scratch. It does the job.
if it works, it works.
Hey, it does
Yeah.
work. Yeah, as long as you don't get it
Mm.
wrong way around, you're all right. Mary, what about you then?
Yeah. I've been scratched. I've been bitten.
Oh my god.
Yes. We were doing EVPs, and um, I thought I was talking to a little kid, but
Uh,
my mind is working at the same time as the kid. It is this, it is that. So I had a teddy bear on the ground, and I wanted my coffee. So I put the teddy bear on the table, and I felt burning on my leg, and there were tooth marks, small. Yes,
oh my
so I
god.
put the teddy bear on the ground again. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's yeah.
I do have the pictures somewhere on the hard drive. I need to look it up. And yeah, I've been on the road with an exorcist, and during his exorcisms, I got scratched as well. And one time you saw them appear on my back. It started burning, so I
Yeah.
did my sweater up, and you saw them appear.
Yeah. I've seen
Yeah.
that on an investigation with a guy who, who was hosting with, and he sort of said something was burning, so you look straight away, and for it to form in front of your eyes,
Yes.
it's incredible, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it
But
is.
wow. Well, so The Exorcist, have you been to many exorcisms then?
I've been 3 times on the road with him.
Oh my gosh. So were
Yes.
they really heavy duty ones? Oh.
Just
Can you
one.
mention can you mention anything about it really? Is that fine?
Um,
To cause a problem there.
One case, the woman got sexually attacked.
Oh,
So he went there, and a team of investigators, and we were trying to get reactions, and they didn't get much reaction. So I asked if I, as a woman, could provoke. So I did, and that's the time I got scratched on my back, and we got an EVP calling me bad names
oh my
like
gosh.
BH and yeah, that kind of stuff. And afterwards, I had some bleedings.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, but we got rid of him, and we slept in the house to be sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she didn't get attacked anymore, so case solved. But it was harsh.
Mm.
Yeah, my gosh, because how does she know who to find to tell that? It's such a crazy thing, and it's who she can tell, isn't it, and where she can get
Yeah,
help.
I think she was lucky. She was in the same church as The Exorcist.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that
That was
was
handy. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, that's horrendous. Because people just don't realise what spirit can actually do they? You know, you go out on your investigations and
Yep.
things happen, but never.
yeah,
But if it like sort of encompasses your daily life, and you have to live with something like that, oh,
yeah. She
Mm-mm.
got attacked daily, and she got sick, and
scary.
a lot of troubles during her life, and it went worse and worse and worse. And her kids were getting older, and she was really afraid that kids would get attacked as well.
Oh my gosh.
And I went along because I've seen the entity, and uh, yeah, the curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah. Well, you
So
would, you know.
yeah,
It
yeah,
is intriguing because you all hear about exorcisms, but to actually witness one is kind of different. Is it? You know,
it is very different.
yeah,
Yeah,
because like you know, on TV it's all drama, isn't it? But in
Yeah.
reality, it's messing with somebody's actual life. It's not a film. It's
yeah.
just reality. Do you think it like stuck with her so much because she was having problems with her life? You know, because she was having like bad times, and it just built up and built up with that energy around.
Yes,
And it,
bad relationship and um, a divorce with a narcissistic husband.
mm,
So it was building up,
yeah,
getting worse and
then
worse
that
and
fed
worse.
up her, didn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, blimey. That's horrible, but just hope she's well, it sounds like she's all sorted now, and that's a massive thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So what are your plans then? You're on about you coming to the UK. Where would you like to go? Any idea?
Uh, if I come to the UK, I will visit you.
Yay!
I will go to Nottingham, but I want to go to Scotland as well, Edinburgh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to visit Jenny, but I have to see what I can manage this year.
Yeah.
So
It's hard, isn't it? It's just so
Yep.
much.
It
yeah,
So
does.
many
and it's
places
gotten
to go.
expensive.
Um, Edinburgh is, but if there are other bits of Scotland which are fine. So I do a lot of touring around Scotland every year. Well, I can't go this year. I can't go with the holidays, but oh, there you go, Chester. That's an interesting place as well. The building and the architecture is beautiful. Now I went there. Well, I went there this year for the first time, and yeah, beautiful, stunning buildings. Stirling as well. That's got a castle, so that's
Nice.
Scotland. But
Yeah, I love castles.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Scotland's full of them basically, and a lot are
England.
yeah. We have them as well, but yeah, like
Yes.
the thing is about Scotland, you've got like if you're out and about in Scotland, there's a lot of abandoned castles in Scotland.
Yeah.
And you know you can just go up to them, whereas England, you know, they're generally like tourist attractions you have to pay to get in, unless they're ruins, and we sometimes have to pay to get in them. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
If they
but
stare off a caretaker, you will pay.
yeah, that's right. You know, but you
Mm.
know, it goes up to the maintenance of it, doesn't it? You know, they've got enough issue with like more recent buildings in the UK now. You know, things which are part of our history, which you know they start falling apart and then catch fire. You
Yeah.
know, and that's kind of
Yeah.
happening quite a lot now, so that they can then be built into flats or something. And that seems to be the common practice at the moment. Because we sort of in the UK, they sort of have these listed buildings so that if anybody wants to do building work on them, then you've got to submit these plans to the planning people to approve or not. And you know they're really like specific because it has to be with the keeping of the history of the house and the area or whatever. And you know it costs so much more money, and it seems to be the death of a lot of buildings now because
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
haven't got money to do that anymore. Which
No.
it seemed a good idea at the time, but now it's
Yeah.
it's a shame.
It is
We seem
definitely.
to be losing our history quite a lot to people sort of making things into like flats and houses for people.
Yep.
But
Story of
I
the
guess,
Netherlands.
yeah, it's just a financial crisis, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, is there anywhere in the Netherlands that you recommend then, other than where you are? Because where you are, it just sounds to have everything history wise.
Um,
Uh,
Good question. You won't
we
get in
have
anything here.
a very old town, Bronkhorst,
Okay.
and it's lovely to walk there. And they preserve the old town. And there's a castle in nearby.
Yeah.
Um, you have to pay to get in, of
Okay.
course.
Yeah.
And Naarden is
Okay.
also an old town. Uh, yeah, there are a few places, and you can see bunkers,
Wow.
casemates, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But for you, that's normal. But for us, it's fascinating, isn't it?
Hmm.
What you sort of take for granted in some way, we'll be like, wow, like we do have a few bunkers around. Just finding them, we don't know where they are.
Mm,
There's some like about 4 miles from me. There's some bunkers. Been down them, but I don't know if they're accessible now because they're just doing a lot of building around that area. But
Yeah,
yeah, I've been in them, and it's just it's just all hidden, isn't it?
yeah.
it is.
We have also two bunkers in the city center, but they are closed. They were dug out because of the Cold War.
Yeah,
You can't visit it.
that's a shame. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
They started selling like bunkers in the UK. There's a lot of shelters, like just in fields. You've got the steps, like concrete reinforced. They've got like enough for one bedroom, and that's about it. And there's a few of those going on the sale now, just in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, they're intriguing.
They are.
You can just imagine sleeping there for one night.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, be good.
That'd be cool.
But they lack facilities. But hey ho, can't have everything. Yes, but so what's your plans coming up then? Then coming to England?
For me, I don't know if England is going to work this year because, like we
Yeah.
said, it went so crazy expensive now, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
you have to
doubled.
ask for a visa and all that kind of crap. I'm
Oh,
like,
you're gonna get a visa now.
yeah,
Oh, it's Europe's. Yeah.
Yeah.
it sucks.
Oh God.
I'm like, come
Yeah.
on, it's overseas. I can almost swim to it
Yeah, you can nearly
if
see
it's
Yes.
it.
necessary.
Yeah.
Oh
I don't
Half
need
God.
a
hour in the
visa.
air.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you just get on and you come down, don't you? Here, it's
Yes.
like,
Yeah,
oh my
dumbasses.
gosh. Yeah. Do you have to pay tax to come to the UK as well now?
Yeah.
There are additional taxes and.
Yep.
Ugh.
The tax has to go out.
Oh, is
Yep.
it?
Yeah, not to get in, but to go out.
Next time they're going to tell me if you don't pay, you won't leave. Fine.
I'm
Then I
staying.
won't.
Bless you. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
have to leave the country. They let me leave.
Yeah, but nobody's got any money at the end of a holiday. That's hard, isn't it?
It sucks. But
You spend all your money here, on the tourist attractions or whatever, on
exactly.
the food and everything, and then wow.
But I
Yeah,
have
well,
always my plastic money. So,
hmm
Well, yeah, plastic comes
me
in
as well.
handy. Yeah, especially like you don't mess with currency anymore, do you? You just use
No.
plastic. Well, everything's
I can change the money and my job. So
okay. Sadly,
I
yeah.
did it the last time at the museum.
Mhm.
So I go at the museum and say I need English pounds, and I swap for euros.
Yeah, it's mainly card over here now. Anyway, I don't tend to use cash.
It is. Yeah, I noticed that.
It's not good, but yeah, it's something that they kind of, oh yeah, it's safer than cash when something happens. You know what I mean? Rather than alleged germs on money, it's just the cards. So yeah, it will change then.
Yeah.
But
Oh
if
well.
there's any, who would Mary? Who would you, if you could work with anybody in the world? Who would you like to investigate with?
That's a hard question. Because I talked to a few people in our podcast, and
Yeah.
I'm curious how the guys from Haunted Files work.
Okay.
So, yeah, I
Intrigue.
would go on the road with them. Uh, wow. I have no clue. I have no clue.
Yeah.
There's too
Shame.
Yeah,
many.
let's keep Eric van der Laan.
Yeah, there's too many.
Yeah.
Yes.
Way too many.
Yeah, Michelle Baron.
Uh huh.
I was
Uh,
gonna name her first. Don't
yes,
steal my people. Don't do it.
I'm helping. I'm helping.
Lucky.
No, I have a lot of people I would like to investigate with, but they're the ones I know for the longest time is Michelle LeBaron. That is definitely one I want to investigate with.
Yeah.
Um, the Things founders, of course. I mean, I
Yeah,
do. I
Yeah,
want to
Jeremy.
investigate with Jeremy.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
if
Jeremy.
he's
Bad to the Bone
watching,
Paranormal.
He's not. He's not. He's long gone.
that's a shame
We
because
had to tag him, didn't we?
he needs to do a crowdfunding for us.
He actually should.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's so expensive to fly over to the States.
Yep.
It's
Oh,
it's not normal. It doubled. Last
It
year I
is.
wow.
could fly for to New York for 500 euros, and now double.
Shh.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's like my car
Mhm.
tax has doubled. It's gone from 250 a year to 520 a year, and that's just pounds just to keep the car on the road.
Yeah,
Mad, isn't it? And
it is.
everything else has gone up.
Yeah.
And yeah, but yeah, to get into US now, it's going to be hard, isn't it?
It is.
Yes, and the
Oh yeah,
customs are very strict, and I get nervous if I see them running.
yeah, I get that. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm from the Netherlands, so they pick me, and I have to open my suitcase and explain that I'm going to investigate, and it's not a bomb, and yeah,
yeah. This is a problem, isn't it? With
yeah,
gadgets,
that's my
really.
luck. That's my luck. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Because it's hard enough going in a shop out here. Because like, I went in the shop and got some of those little square batteries, and like they're just like looking at me, gone out. So I thought they needed an explanation. So I said, "Oh, I'm going ghost hunting." And he just looked at me and started laughing. It's like,
we
and then
had that last year as well.
he's just too funny.
Yep.
Yeah, at the
Mary got
customs.
Funny.
Mary got hold back when we went into England. I got hold back when we went out,
Yeah,
Oh no.
and I had to
yes,
open
and
everything.
yeah, we explained we came over to ghost hunt, and
Yeah,
the lady said, "Really?" I said, "Really?"
funny as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
most of the
that's
times the eyes go like, "You're gonna do what?"
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that thing. No, I know. Most people don't,
Good
but we
for
do.
you. Good for you. Yes.
They don't believe in it, but they've all got a story, haven't they?
Exactly.
Exactly, and
But
they
that
are
one
all
time,
afraid. Yeah.
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 Yeah, they are. We've got Mark Warbank watching from Auckland, so hiya. Mark should be
hi,
working at the moment, so he's been naughty. Bless him.
naughty boy, go to work.
Been told off there, Mark. But yeah, cheers for popping on. But yeah, it's like morning there, obviously. So yeah, incredible. But that's the thing. Like, this is the thing about podcasting. You're in the Netherlands, and things are kind of so
Yes.
different out there for you. But we can talk to you, and it's so lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just to have
Yeah.
this conversation, and you kind of got the same techniques. You use sort of similar stuff, and it's great, isn't it? How it's like a universal language in a way, isn't it?
It is definitely.
Yeah, we've got this
Yeah.
great thing in common. I've known you years, haven't I, Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Yes.
yeah, but as long as I've known Jeremy, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, Power
Some.
Unity thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's some time ago. But yeah,
Thinking about it, I'm getting old.
oh my God. Wow. Yeah, I know. I am.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
but I don't know. I wouldn't have done this when I was younger. Maybe it comes at the right time for us all. You know.
Yeah. For me, it was I got a car accident and I couldn't go back to work,
Yeah.
and it gave me time to my hobby, and
That's good.
yeah. So I don't feel like an old lady. So I'm busy and investigating, preparing podcasts, getting
Yeah.
nervous, talking to people, getting more nervous,
Oh, bless
screaming
you.
at Shade.
Yes, that must be
Yeah,
fun. Does he listen?
no,
No.
No, I can't
but it
imagine you.
helps.
And I guess some more times you scream the more he laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time, a guest said, "Okay, I come on." So I booked a date, and I sent a WhatsApp, and I was screaming, and it. He had no clue why.
The
Oh,
only
bless
thing I sent,
you.
the only thing I sent back was question mark.
Yeah,
Yeah. Happy
happy
St.
St.
Patrick's
Pat.
Day. I missed that out. I meant to say that as soon as we started.
I forgot to put my
Yeah.
green sweater on.
Oh,
I'm now
I don't
wow.
have any.
brown. Yeah,
I
I
forgot
don't
to
have
post
anything
on my
green.
page as well.
I do.
I've kind of got a bit of sort of greenish, but not pink.
Greenish. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's so true. I meant to mention that straight away. Yeah, I usually have a Guinness as well, but it's not the same here than over there, really. So it just tastes so different. So yeah.
Yes, most of the time I do drink Greek beer. Mythos. Lovely
Right.
beer.
Really
Yeah,
Oh
good beer.
well. Okay. I know when I
yeah.
went into Netherlands, it was difficult because I tried to tell them I drink what you call dark beer. That's
Yeah.
the nearest you can get because I drink bitter. I drink ale. So when I was in Valkenburg, I sort of was trying to say like, yeah, we drink darker beer, and that was the nearest I could get away from like the
Okay.
lager, the beer, which most on the continent drink. Whereas the UK is kind of different, isn't it? It's got this ale, which
Yeah.
is
Yes.
like acquired. It
Yeah.
can
We
be
don't
very
have that.
acquired taste. But yeah, it's a bit like your dark beer, slightly nearest you can get.
Slightly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like the dark beer as much as either. So
Yeah, well, it
I
is.
drink
It's
beer.
different. Yeah, yeah, which is. Hmm. So, has anybody got any questions you want to ask? Anyone who's watching?
I didn't see any questions till now. So
No, no
so
one
they're
has.
having fun listening to us.
Yeah, that's right. I think generally people just like listen, and I sort of cover a lot. Is there anything you want to tell anybody?
Shane?
Who? Me?
Shane? Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your
Is there
Ghostbusters
anything
top
else?
on behind you, decoration.
Yeah, it actually is my sweater, and it was hanging to dry there. But I was like, no, I'll leave it hanging. So it's been hanging
That's cool.
ever since. It's dry now.
That's cool. So
It,
where would you like if you go to the US? Where would you want to go specifically? If you got one location to go to in the US, where would you head?
Nevada State Prison.
Wow, that was
Nevada.
quick. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Because of everything Michelle LeBaron told me, and I got
Okay,
very
here we
curious.
go, Michelle again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would choose the Washoe Club because of the clear EVPs.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I
So
want to know if I can get attached.
Shane, what are you like?
Oh, he's awful. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he is, isn't he? What can you
Yeah,
say?
I got attached one time and he could have him, but yeah,
Mm,
you
I
didn't want me.
sometimes
nope.
I I sort of end up with attachments sometimes. So what happens if you don't protect yourself, isn't it?
Most of the time, yeah.
Uh, yeah, but this came out of the blue. We were doing readings
Ooh.
and there was someone shouting, look at me, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here.
Mm,
So I tuned in, not knowing the history around it. So
mm.
I gave some specifics, and there was this lady, and she started crying. And
Oh,
yes, so to make a long story short, 3 days before I went to the reading, this guy fell off the roof, landed on his feet, and his bones torpedoed through his body. And
oh,
that's what I felt. And he wanted to tell his story. And at one point, I couldn't take it anymore. So I told him, I will get back to you. I need to close this off because it's hurting like hell.
yeah, I get you.
And that evening, I came home and my back was hurting, my shoulders were hurting.
God.
So I did send out messages. Um, it hurted like hell, and the next morning I couldn't walk. So I had to get in touch with Samantha, and we had to get rid of him because he wanted to tell his sides of the story, and he wouldn't let go. Yeah,
Yep.
Wow.
dominant guy.
You just wouldn't expect that on a reader, Well, I guess you
No,
can anytime, but yeah, that's totally unprepared. Yeah. Oh
really
my god.
unprepared, and 3 days before, so
Yeah.
wasn't expecting it at all.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. I haven't
Yeah.
had anything
That
like
was a
that.
heavy one.
I've had heavy ones before, but my god, that
Yes, that's the downside if you physical feel the
yeah,
things, how they died, and the pains. And it's okay if you can feel it briefly, but not
yeah,
that harsh. And if you say it's enough, it's yours, and keep it with you, yeah,
yeah.
they
That
should listen. They do. They
they
should
should
listen.
listen, yeah, because that's
Yeah,
the thing. Like, if I tell them to go away, they do, and
yeah,
that's it. Because that's the way I work. I get the pains and stuff, and then try and work out the reason behind the pain, and
yeah,
who it was and who's telling me about it. But my
yeah.
God, that,
Normally, if you tell what you feel and
that
the
relieves me. Yeah,
circumstances, it's gone.
yeah.
But not this
Not
one.
this time. No.
No,
You, had you recently passed? It was recent, was it?
Yeah,
1
3 days
and a half
before.
years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So it's not as if he. Well, I can't say didn't know what he was doing, but Like if they've just passed, I might not understand how it,
Yeah.
how it kind of works more
Mm.
ish. But wow, that's
Yeah.
Have you
I
had
d-
Yep.
any attachments, Shane?
Yeah, but it wasn't a bad one. she, she's still here.
Oh, okay.
The local forest I was talking about, there was a little girl there who got
Oh,
drowned by soldiers. And at first, she didn't like me because I always wear um, army pants and bomber jackets and
yeah.
everything like that. So she didn't like me. But once she got to know me because I kept coming back, tried to communicate with her, um, she started to like me. And she decided she wanted to come home with me.
Oh,
And usually I don't do that. I always close my investigations down. Like you're not supposed to follow me. Your
yeah.
place is here. I am going home. Well, this little girl was like, "Oh, well, screw you. I'm coming anyways." So she
Oh,
went home with
wow.
me, and she's living here ever since. And
That's
it's
kind of
fine.
sweet.
She doesn't hurt
Yeah.
anyone, and she's a little girl, and I have to be sturdy with her sometimes. Like enough is enough. Now you're done. I'm going to sleep, and you are going to be quiet now. It
Oh,
works.
that's lovely. It really
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. So I just ended up with one who just I struggled to get out of bed. He was that tired. He made me that tired I couldn't get out of bed.
Mm,
So I really struggled to find some salt because I thought Himalayan rock salt would work. So I just struggled to get downstairs to get Himalayan rock salt, and then I managed to find it and had a bath and it sorted it. But my gosh, you're like virtually crawling downstairs and just so you can sort of like cleanse them really. And my gosh, that was a heavy one, but that's the only
yeah,
real heavy encounter I've had. But it,
yeah.
yeah,
I
and
cannot remember heavy ones.
yeah, you just
No,
don't realise, do you?
no.
What we do is we don't know what we're messing with. We don't know what will follow us. And like I
no.
know on a lot of investigations, like if we're at a public event, all of a sudden the guest said, "Oh, well, they follow you home," and you go, "No." But then I don't think they generally would from a public event. But we sort of link with them on a deeper level, though, don't we?
Yeah,
We, we draw them really. I draw them really close to me, and so does Mary. And you kind of build up a rapport, and you get an insight more into who they are, don't you? Rather than asking all the questions. But
yeah.
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 But what's your next one then? What are you doing? You got anything coming up?
We are planning when the weather is getting a bit warmer outside,
Yay!
to do some bunkers close
Brilliant.
to Eric because Eric lives all the way on the other side of the Netherlands.
Okay.
And at the moment, he can't drive, so we have to plan some investigations on his side of the country,
Yeah. So
so he
how
can
how
come
far is
along with
it
us.
to drive? How many hours?
2.5 hours
Okay.
for me. Don't know
Yeah.
Uh,
for Mary it is, but I have to drive around to
one
pick
and
up
a
Mary.
half.
Yeah, because you've got all the water, haven't you?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, but that it must be nice to sort of get together.
Oh yeah,
Yes, we have fun.
Oh my
yeah, we
gosh,
do.
yeah. And that's it. You sort of get the activity then, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
'Cause you've
usually
got
when you
the
start
energy.
laughing about things,
Yeah, that's it.
then you get the best evidence. It's weird.
Yeah, that's right. It's like if you're not, if you like, you could be there and like anyone there, and then all of a sudden, like you're talking about something, you're having a laugh about what happened
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other night or something, and then okay, miss you. Can you do that again, please? Was that a sound? But yeah, I
yeah.
just want to thank you for the chat. Anyway, it's been wonderful again. It's been fun, and thanks to everyone who's watched, and thanks for all your comments, and yeah, happy St Patrick's Day. A bit late for that. Next So next week I've got Richard Felix and I've got Paul Goddard the following week. So Got some great guests.
Interesting.
And when is your show?
Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
And
Yeah.
who's speaking to?
Barry
Very
John.
John.
Are you? He hasn't told me. Yeah. I'll see him tomorrow night. I'll see Barry tomorrow night. So I actually do development with Barry.
Cool.
So yeah.
Very nice.
So yeah. So if you want to catch up with Barry John, it's on Things Netherlands. I'll share it. Well, I'll share it onto Paranormal Path anyway. So
Yeah.
catch up. But
Thank you
cheers
very
anyway,
much.
Joanne. Thanks everyone, and take care. And thank you for the chat. Really.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Bye-bye.